Hey, yeah, you. Come here for a second. I want to tell you something. Something that happened. Something that changed everything. You know those moments? The ones that sneak up on you when you're not looking? When you're tired and vulnerable, and the world feels too big and too lonely, and then suddenly, it doesn't anymore? This is one of those stories. Close your eyes if you want, or keep them open. Whatever feels right. But just listen. Let yourself be here. Let yourself feel this. Because tonight, I'm taking you somewhere. Somewhere soft and safe. Somewhere your heart has maybe been before. In dreams, in wishes, in those quiet moments before sleep. When you let yourself imagine what it would feel like to be held, to be chosen, to be seen. We're going on a road trip. Just you and me and this story. And by the end of it, when the miles have stretched out behind us and the destination finally arrives, I promise you'll feel different. Lighter, softer, like maybe, just maybe, the thing you've been hoping for isn't as impossible as you thought. So take a breath, a deep one. Let your shoulders drop. Let the tension in your jaw release. Let yourself settle into wherever you are right now. Your bed, your couch, that corner of your room where you go when the world feels too loud. You're safe here. And this story, it's yours. It starts on a Friday evening, late. The kind of evening where the sun has already set, and the sky is that deep, bruised purple that makes everything feel like it's holding its breath. The air smells like possibility and gasoline, and someone's fast food from earlier. You're standing in a parking lot. Your phone is buzzing in your pocket. The group chat has been going off all day. Everyone's excited, chaotic. Someone forgot to pack snacks. Someone else can't find their charger. There's a debate about who's driving first, who's got the aux cord, who's sitting where. Your heart is doing that thing it does. That fluttery, nervous, excited thing that makes your chest feel too small. Because you know who's coming. You've known for 2 weeks, ever since Emma mentioned this road trip, and everyone immediately said yes. You've known, and you've been trying not to think about it, trying not to get your hopes up, trying not to imagine scenarios that probably won't happen. But here you are. And there they are, walking across the parking lot with that easy confidence that makes your breath catch. Backpack slung over one shoulder, hair catching the streetlight. That smile, God, that smile, aimed at someone else right now, but still enough to make your pulse quicken. You've had a crush on them for how long now? Long enough that it's become part of your daily routine. Long enough that you know their coffee order, their favorite songs, the way they laugh when something genuinely surprises them. Long enough that your friends have noticed, have teased you, have given you those knowing looks when they walk into the room. Long enough that it hurts a little. Not in a bad way. In that sweet, aching way that means something matters. That means your heart is still soft enough to want something, even when it's scary. Emma calls out, waving frantically. Okay, everyone's here. Your stomach drops. Seats. You hadn't really thought about seats. You'd been so focused on just surviving the proximity, on acting normal, on not making it weird, that you hadn't considered the actual logistics of 8 hours in a car. 8 hours, 320 miles, an entire third of a day. Okay, so, Emma continues, opening the back of the SUV. Jake's driving first shift. I've got passenger seat for navigation. Your friends start claiming spots immediately. Chaos. Laughter. Someone's already arguing about legroom. And then, hey, a voice says. Right next to you. Close enough that you can smell their cologne. Something warm and cedar-like, and completely unfair. You turn, and they're looking at you with those eyes that always seem to see more than you want them to. Looks like we're together, they say, nodding toward the car. Your brain short circuits. Together. Middle row. For 8 hours. Yeah, you hear yourself say. Yeah, totally. That's smooth. Real smooth. But they just smile. That soft, genuine smile that makes your heart do backflips. Cool, they say. They're joking, being normal, being the kind, funny person they always are. And you're trying to match their energy, trying to seem casual, but inside you're screaming. Because this is happening. You're going to sit next to them for 8 hours. 8 hours. Your crush. The person you think about when you're supposed to be focusing on other things. The person whose texts make your whole day better. The person you've written imaginary conversations with in your head at 3 in the morning. Jake calls out. The scramble begins. Bags thrown in the trunk. Arguments about snack placement. Someone's already claiming they need a bathroom break before you even leave. And then you're climbing in. The middle row is spacious enough. Bench seat, room for 3. But it's just going to be the two of you. Everyone else has packed into the back row, already arguing about who gets the window. You slide in first. They follow. The door closes. And suddenly the world shrinks. It's just you and them and the sound of your friends laughing behind you, and the engine starting and the dashboard lights casting everything in a soft blue glow. They settle into their seat, adjusting their backpack by their feet. They're close, not touching, but close enough that you're aware of every single inch between you. They ask, glancing over. You nod. Yeah, good. Me too, they say. And there's something in their voice, something warm and genuine, that makes you think maybe they mean it as more than just the trip. Or maybe you're reading into it. You're always reading into it. Jake announces from the front, 8 hours to the cabin. First stop is in 2 hours. A chorus of, "We're good," rises from the back. Emma connects her phone to the aux. Music starts. Something upbeat and familiar. And then you're moving. Pulling out of the parking lot. Onto the street. Toward the highway. The city lights blur past the windows. Your friends are loud behind you, already deep in some inside joke that has them cackling. But you're not paying attention to them. Because next to you, they shift slightly. Their arm rests on the center console. Their hand is right there, inches from yours. And you think, this is going to be the longest 8 hours of my life. Or maybe it's going to be the best. The miles start to unspool ahead. And your story? It's just beginning. The first few minutes are a blur of adjustment. Everyone's still riding that initial wave of excitement, the kind that comes with Friday night freedom and a weekend ahead that promises no responsibilities, no schedules, just pure, unstructured time with people you actually like. Your friends in the back row are already in full chaos mode. Someone's passing around a bag of gummy worms. Someone else is arguing about whether the playlist should be nostalgic 2000s hits or current stuff. There's laughter. There's the kind of easy banter that comes from people who've known each other long enough to have shorthand. But you're hyper aware of everything. The way your thigh is just barely not touching theirs. The way every time the car turns, you shift slightly in their direction. The way your shoulder keeps threatening to brush against theirs and you keep correcting, pulling back, maintaining that careful distance. Because you don't know the rules here. You don't know if casual touching is okay, if it means anything, if they'd even want it. So you stay in your lane, literally. Next to you, they seem relaxed, one arm draped over the console between you, the other resting on their thigh. They're looking out the window as the city starts to thin out, buildings giving way to darker spaces, streetlights becoming fewer and farther between. They ask, and you realize you've been quiet. Too quiet. No, you say quickly. Just about you, about how close you are, about how I've imagined this exact scenario 100 times, and now that it's real, I don't know what to do with my hands. Just the weekend, you say instead. They nod. Yeah, feels good, right? A pause. Not awkward, but full, like there are other words waiting just beneath these ones. So, they say, shifting slightly to face you more. You've been quiet lately. Your heart stumbles. They noticed. Of course they noticed. They always notice things. It's one of the reasons you fell for them in the first place. The way they pay attention. Really pay attention, not just to the big stuff, but to the small shifts, the subtle changes. Yeah, you say. Just, you know, life, work. They don't look convinced. And there's something in the way they ask it, something gentle and genuinely concerned, that makes your chest ache. I'm sure, you say softly, but thank you. They hold your gaze for a moment longer than necessary, and you swear, there's something there, something in the way their eyes soften. No, but then Jake turns up the music, and Emma shouts something about the GPS being wrong, and the moment fractures. Your friends in the back start singing along to whatever's playing, off-key and enthusiastic, and they laugh, turning toward the sound. You exhale. This is going to be harder than you thought. The highway stretches out ahead, long and dark and relatively empty for a Friday night. Most people are probably already at their destinations, already settled into their weekends. But you're just starting yours. Jake's a confident driver, steady, not too fast, not too slow. Emma's got her phone out, checking the route even though the GPS is definitely working fine. Behind you, the chaos has calmed into a comfortable hum of conversation. And next to you, God. Next to you, they're just there, being themselves, which is somehow both comforting and absolutely devastating. They ask suddenly, holding out a bag of trail mix. You hadn't even seen them pull it out. Oh, you reach in, your fingers brushing theirs for just a second. A half second. Barely anything, but it's enough to send electricity up your arm. They don't seem to notice. Just shake the bag slightly so you can grab more. I always overpack snacks, they admit. Or paranoid. You smile despite yourself. You eat a few almonds and chocolate chips, hyper aware of every tiny movement. The way they shift their weight. The way their knee bends slightly. The way their hand goes back to the console between you. Fingers drumming lightly to the music. You want to say something. Something clever or funny or meaningful. Something that would make them look at you the way you look at them. But your mind is blank. Or rather, too full. Full of all the things you can't say. All the feelings you can't name out loud. So instead you just sit there. Close but not touching. Together but separate. And you tell yourself it's enough. It has to be enough. About 45 minutes in, Emma announces she's changing the playlist. We need something with more vibe, she declares. Jake protests. The vibe was stale. We need... A debate ensues. Your friends have opinions, strong opinions, about tempo and genre, and whether or not anyone should ever play that one song that someone's ex used to love. Next to you, they lean in slightly. Close enough that you can hear them over the noise. This is going to take a while, they murmur. You turn your head. They're closer than you expected. Close enough to see the exact color of their eyes in the dashboard light. You know how Emma gets about playlists? You murmur back. They grin. You laugh quietly. You're smiling now, actually smiling, and so are they. Oh, and for a moment, the car full of people might as well not exist. It's just this small, shared joke. This easy back and forth that you've always had with them, the thing that made you fall in the first place. Emma finally announces. New playlist, starting. A song begins. Something mellow and dreamy. The kind of song that feels like nighttime and highways and possibility. Better, Jake admits. Your friends settle back into their conversations, and you and them. You sit there in the new quiet, the new music, the way the car hums beneath you and the road disappears behind you, and the miles ahead feel infinite. I like this song, they say quietly. You shake your head. They pull out their phone. A moment later, your phone buzzes. A text from them. Just the song title and artist. Nothing else. But it feels like more. It always feels like more with them. You save the song, add it to your library. Make a mental note to listen to it approximately 8,000 times after this trip. Thanks, you say. And the way they say it, God, the way they say it makes you think they mean it. Really mean it. Like they'd send you songs and playlists and every small thing that made them think of you if you just asked. But you don't ask. You never ask. Because asking means risking, means making it real, means finding out if all of this, the looks, the attention, the small kindnesses, means what you hope it means, or if you've been building castles out of nothing. So you just smile and pocket your phone and try to ignore the way your heart is racing. An hour in, Jake announces the first rest stop is coming up. Bathroom break, gas, snack restock. Your friends groan and stretch. Someone's leg has fallen asleep. Someone else needs coffee immediately. Or they'll die. The car pulls off the highway into one of those fluorescent lit rest stops that exist outside of time. You pile out, everyone scattering toward bathrooms and vending machines and the questionable food court. You end up near the coffee station. It's late enough that you probably shouldn't have caffeine, but also you're wired enough that it doesn't matter. A voice asks, them, of course. They've appeared next to you, looking at the sad selection of coffee options. Probably just, you say. They grab a cup, start filling it. You freeze. They glance over, casual. Oat milk, right? Your heart stops. They know your coffee order. They remembered your coffee order. Yeah, you manage. They've got oat milk here. They doctor the coffee exactly right, then hand it to you. You take it. Your fingers brush again. Longer this time. Thank you, you say. And it comes out softer than you meant. But it is a problem. Not a bad problem. A good problem. The kind of problem where someone remembers small things about you, and it rewrites your entire understanding of your relationship. Because friends remember coffee orders, sure, but the way they just did that. The casual care, the way they made it without asking, without making a big deal out of it. That feels like something else. Or maybe you're still just reading into it. You sip the coffee. It's perfect. Ought they ask. Perfect, you say. Really? They smile. That soft, genuine one. You stand there for a moment, holding your coffees, and you think, I could tell them, right now. I could just say it. But then Emma's voice cuts through. Come on, people, back to the car. And the moment passes. Back in the car, everyone settles in again. The coffee has given the group a second wind. There's renewed energy, more laughter. Someone's started a game where you have to guess songs from just the first 2 seconds. You're squished back into your spot. Them next to you. But something's shifted. Maybe it's the coffee. Maybe it's the fact that they remembered. Maybe it's just the late hour and the darkness outside and the way everything feels a little bit dreamlike. But you're more relaxed now. Your shoulder brushes theirs when the car turns, and you don't immediately pull away. They don't either. So, they say, after your friends have gotten particularly loud about a song debate. You think about it. Honestly, just this, being away. Yeah. They nod. They're quiet for a moment, looking at their coffee cup. Then, so quietly you almost miss it. This. Your heart does that thing again. You ask, trying to keep your voice light. The company, they correct. And they look at you when they say it. Really look at you. And you don't know what to do with that. With the weight of it. With the way it makes you feel like maybe, possibly, you haven't been imagining everything. Oh, you breathe. Yeah, they say, soft, almost shy. And then someone in the back yells about the next song, and they turn toward the noise, laughing. But their arm stays close to yours. And when the car turns again, and you shift, and your shoulders press together for real this time, they don't move away. Neither do you. The miles continue to unspool. 2 hours become 3. The playlist shifts into something mellower. Your friends' voices get quieter. Someone's already dozing off. And you and them, you're talking now. Really talking. Not about anything deep yet. Just life. Stupid stuff from work. Funny things you saw online. Memories from college. That professor everyone hated. That party that got out of hand. That time you all went to the beach and Emma got stung by a jellyfish and swore she was dying. It's easy. Natural. Like it always is with them. But there's something else underneath it now. Something humming just beneath the surface of every word. Awareness. Possibility. The sense that you're both dancing around something neither of you wants to name yet. I'm glad you came this weekend, they say at one point, in a lull between stories. Yeah. Your chest tightens. A smile. Small but real. Good, they say. And their hand. God. Their hand is right there on the console. Right next to yours. So close that if you just moved half an inch. Just half an inch. But you don't. Not yet. Because you're not sure. Not completely. And you're scared of ruining this, whatever this is. So you just sit there. In the almost. In the maybe. In the space between what is and what could be. And you tell yourself, that's enough. For now. It's enough. 3.5 hours in, Jake announces he's getting tired. I'm pulling over in 20. I got it, someone from the back volunteers. Which means another shuffle. Another reorganization. Your stomach drops. What if the new configuration splits you up? What if you end up in different rows? But then Emma turns around from the front seat. They glance at you. Yeah, you say quickly. Cool. Relief floods through you. You get to stay, next to them, for the rest of the night. The car pulls into another rest stop. Everyone gets out to stretch. The driver swap happens. People use bathrooms, buy more snacks, argue about the temperature settings. You stand outside the car, breathing in the night air. It's cooler now, the kind of cool that makes you wish you'd brought a heavier jacket. They ask, appearing beside you again. And before you can protest, they're shrugging off their hoodie. No, I can't. Nah, yes, you can. I've got a jacket in my bag. They hold it out, and there's no arguing with the look on their face. So you take it, you pull it on, and it's warm from their body heat, and it smells like them, and it's about 3 sizes too big, and it might be the best thing you've ever worn. They ask. You nod, unable to speak for a second. Because this is too much, too kind, too perfect. Thank you, you finally manage. Anytime, they say again. And you think, I'm in so much trouble. Back in the car, new driver, same seats. Your friends are quieter now. The energy has mellowed. A few people are definitely sleeping. Emma's passed out in the front passenger seat. The new driver has the music low, just background noise. And you're drowning in their hoodie, warm and safe and overwhelmed. Looks good on you, they murmur. You turn. They're looking at you with an expression you can't quite read. Something soft, something that makes your breath catch. Thanks, you whisper. And the way they say it, God. You want to say something. Something that matches the moment. Something that tells them how you feel without actually saying it. But you're a coward, so you just smile. And pull the hoodie tighter around you. And hope they can read between the lines. The car moves back onto the highway. The road ahead is darker now. Fewer lights, fewer cars, just the steady hum of the engine and the white lines disappearing under the wheels. Next to you, they settle back into their seat. And maybe it's your imagination, but they seem closer now, just slightly, like the space between you has shrunk. And this time you don't pull away. You let your shoulder rest against theirs, just barely, just enough. And they don't move. They stay right there, solid and warm and real. And your heart is pounding so hard you're sure they can hear it. But you don't care anymore. Because this small point of contact, this tiny bridge between your worlds, it feels like everything. 4 hours into the drive, the world outside has transformed completely. No more city glow on the horizon. No more scattered rest stops or gas stations or chain restaurants clinging to the highway exits. Just darkness. Pure, deep, endless darkness, broken only by the occasional reflective sign or the distant lights of a farmhouse blinking like a grounded star. Inside the car, it's a different world entirely. The overhead light has been off for over an hour. The only illumination comes from the dashboard, soft, ambient, blue-green, and the occasional passing headlight that sweeps through the interior like a searchlight before disappearing. In the back row, everyone's asleep. You can hear the soft, steady rhythm of breathing. Someone's snoring lightly. Someone else is curled up against the window, phone still clutched in their hand. In the front, the new driver is focused on the road, earbuds in their own zone. Emma's still out, head tilted back, mouth slightly open in that completely unself-conscious way people sleep in cars. And in the middle row, it's just you and them. And suddenly, impossibly, the car that felt cramped and crowded just hours ago feels like the most private place in the world. Everyone's out, they whisper, glancing back at your sleeping friends. Yeah, you whisper back. There's something about whispering in the dark, something inherently intimate. Like you're sharing secrets even when you're not. They ask, turning toward you slightly. You nod. You're still wearing their hoodie, still hyper aware of every point where your body comes close to theirs. I'm good, you say softly. There's something in their voice, something warm and content and maybe a little bit surprised, like they didn't expect to feel this way. This is nice, they continue. Just this, driving through the night, everyone peaceful. You know exactly what they mean. Yeah, you say. A comfortable silence settles between you, not empty, full. Full of all the things you're both thinking but not saying yet. Outside, the highway stretches on, endless, hypnotic. Inside, you're aware of every breath they take. They say after a while. Your heart jumps. They hesitate. You can see them choosing their words carefully in the dim light. They pause. Like you're going through the motions? The question catches you off guard. It's vulnerable. Real. The kind of thing people don't usually ask unless they're alone, unless it's late, unless the normal rules of conversation have been suspended. All the time, you admit quietly. Like, I know I should be grateful, and I am, but there's this space inside that feels empty. They sound relieved. Yes, you ask. They're quiet for a long moment. Then, I think it's connection, real connection. Not just surface stuff, not just weekend hangouts and group chats, but something that matters. Your chest aches because you feel it too. You've always felt it. I think a lot of people feel that way, you say softly. Especially our age. Everyone's so scattered. Everyone's trying to figure it out. They shift slightly, and now their knee is definitely touching yours. Just barely, but definitely. But that's the thing. I don't think it's about time. I think it's about finding the right person. Your breath catches. Are they saying what you think they're saying? You swallow. Have you found that? They look at you then, really look at you. And even in the darkness, you can see the weight of what's behind their eyes. I think so, they say quietly. Yeah. Your heart stops, starts again, races. Oh, you breathe. They hold your gaze for a moment longer, and you swear the entire universe has shrunk to this. This car, this moment, this person looking at you like you're the answer to a question they've been asking for months. But then they look away, back toward the window, and the moment hangs there, unfinished, because neither of you is quite brave enough yet. The temperature in the car has dropped. You didn't notice at first, too focused on everything else. But now you can feel it. The air conditioning is on low, but combined with the cold night outside, it's starting to seep in. You pull their hoodie tighter around yourself, but it's not quite enough. You're cold, they notice immediately. They sit up slightly, looking around. They reach down to their backpack at their feet, rummaging through it. After a moment, they pull out a blanket. Not a big one. One of those compact fleece travel blankets, but still. You ask, surprised. They sound almost embarrassed. I, uh, I figured you might get cold. Your world tilts. They shrug, but you can see the faint color in their cheeks even in the dim light. Yeah, I guess. I just thought, you know, your throat tightens, because this isn't a casual thing. This isn't a, oh, I happen to have this thing. This is an, I thought about you when I was packing thing, and I wanted you to be comfortable thing, and I pay attention to the small things you say thing. You don't have words. They look at you then, and their expression is soft, open, vulnerable in a way you've never seen before. I wanted you to be comfortable, they say simply. And there it is. The truth underneath everything. They think about you. They care. Not in a casual, friend of a friend way. In a way that means something. Thank you, you whisper. They unfold the blanket. It's bigger than you expected. They drape it over both of you. Both. Not just you. Both of you. Suddenly you're sharing a blanket. In the dark. In a car full of sleeping people. And the intimacy of it nearly stops your heart. The blanket creates a cocoon. A small, private space that belongs only to the two of you. They ask. You nod, not trusting your voice. They settle back into their seat, and now you're definitely closer than before. The blanket necessitates it. You can feel the warmth of their body next to yours. You can feel every small movement they make. And you think, this is the most intimate thing I've ever experienced. Not because of what's happening, but because of what it means. They wanted you warm. They thought ahead. They care. And maybe, they feel the same way you do. You find yourself saying, it's the darkness, the late hour, the safety of the blanket. Something about this moment makes you brave. Always, they say. You take a breath. A pause. Yeah. You hesitate, but you've come this far. I was kind of hoping we would be. Their voice is gentle. Your heart squeezes. They shift slightly, turning toward you more. I always hope I end up near you. At group things, when we all go out. I always try to, I don't know. Orbit. What a word. What a perfect, devastating word. I thought I was the only one doing that, you admit. They laugh quietly. No. And suddenly you're both smiling. In the dark, under a shared blanket, with this huge, impossible thing sitting between you. You say, how long have we been doing this? This? They think about it. Months. Since Emma's birthday party, I think. You wore that blue sweater and you laughed at my terrible joke about the DJ. And I don't know. You remember that night. You remember that joke. You remember thinking, I want to make them laugh like that again. I remember, you say softly. they ask. You don't even have to think about it. The coffee shop. 3 months ago, you were meeting a deadline and stressing out, and I brought you your favorite drink, and you looked at me like I'd just saved your life. And I thought, oh, oh no. They're quiet for a moment. Their voice is serious now, steady. It was the fact that you noticed, that you cared, that you showed up. Nobody else did that. Your eyes are burning now, in the good way, the overwhelming way. I always notice, you whisper. I know, they whisper back. I notice too. And there's no misunderstanding now, no room for doubt. This is a confession from both of you. This is the truth spilling out in the darkness because it's too big to hold inside anymore. You can't finish the sentence. Yeah, they say. You don't know whether to laugh or cry. They sound rueful. I kept thinking I'd work up the courage, that I'd find the right moment. But every time I tried, we're a mess, they say. But they're smiling. You can hear it in their voice. The worst, you agree. Yes, you're here now, in this car, in this darkness, under this blanket, with all your cards on the table and nowhere to hide. Yeah, you breathe. The next half hour is a blur of whispered conversation. Now that the dam has broken, you can't stop talking. About everything. About all the moments you thought were one-sided, but weren't. About all the times you almost said something, but didn't. About the group hangouts where you spent the whole time hyper-aware of where they were, who they were talking to, if they'd look your way. Emma knows, they admit at one point. Jake knows too, you confess. You're laughing now. Quiet, breathless laughter that feels like relief. And somewhere in the middle of it, without thinking, you lean your head against their shoulder. Just for a second, just to see. And they freeze. And your heart stops. And you think, oh God, too much. I went too much. But then they adjust. They shift their position slightly, so their shoulder is a better pillow. So you're more comfortable. And then, oh God, their arm comes around you, gentle, tentative, giving you every opportunity to pull away. But you don't pull away. You settle in closer, and their arm tightens just slightly, not possessive, protective. And suddenly you're being held. By them. By the person you've been dreaming about for months. And it's better than anything you imagined. They whisper. You nod against their shoulder. Good, they breathe. Good. You're curled into their side now, your head on their shoulder, their arm around you, the blanket cocooning you both. And it feels like the most natural thing in the world. Like you've been doing this for years. Like you're finally exactly where you're supposed to be. You fit perfectly, they murmur. Their thumb starts tracing small, absent circles on your arm through the hoodie. You close your eyes. Let yourself feel it. Really feel it. The warmth, the safety, the rightness of it all. Tell me something, you say quietly. They think for a moment. Okay, I'm terrified of failure, like, pathologically. I know everyone's scared of failing, but for me it's paralyzing sometimes. Because I knew you'd be here. And I knew I might finally have to face this. Face how I feel. And what if I screwed it up? Your heart aches. I almost did. So many times. I did the same thing, you admit. We wasted a lot of time, they say ruefully. Maybe. I don't know, but I think sometimes the timing has to be right. Sometimes you have to be ready. Their arm tightens around you. Yeah. More miles pass. You've lost track of how many. Time has become fluid, meaningless. All that matters is this warmth, this closeness, this person holding you like you're something precious. You're quiet, they say after a while. About how different everything feels now. Like, an hour ago I was terrified, and now I just feel their voices soft, wondering. Like something that's been wound tight for months just. You shift slightly, getting more comfortable, and your hand ends up on their chest. You can feel their heartbeat under your palm. Steady, real. Your heart's racing, you murmur. Yeah, they admit. You smile against their shoulder. Good. Their free hand comes up, covers yours where it rests on their chest. And you think, this is what all those songs are about. This is what people write poetry for. This moment, this feeling. I want to do this right, they say quietly. But I might. I'm not. I'm not good at this. At the relationship thing. I overthink everything. So do I, you assure them. Together, they repeat, like they're testing out the word. I really like you, they say, and their voice cracks slightly. Like, a lot. More than I know how to articulate. You squeeze their hand. We're already here. We're already doing this. They let out a breath you didn't realize they were holding. Okay, sorry. You're not. You're just feeling. And that's good. They say it fiercely. And then they do something that steals your breath. They press a kiss to the top of your head. Soft, gentle, so tender it makes your eyes sting. Sorry, they whisper. I just don't apologize, you manage. They laugh quietly, and then they do. Another kiss, lingering this time. And you think, I'm going to remember this forever. This car, this darkness, this moment. This person who brought a blanket just in case you got cold. This person who remembers your coffee order. This person who orbits you the way you orbit them. 5 hours into the drive, exhaustion starts to creep in. You've been fighting it, trying to stay present, trying to soak up every second of this. But the warmth of their body, the safety of their arms, the gentle rhythm of their breathing, it's all conspiring against you. Your eyelids are heavy. Your body is relaxed in a way it hasn't been in months, maybe years. You're falling asleep, they murmur. No, you lie. Yes, you are. You can hear the smile in their voice. It's okay. This, you. Their arm tightens around you. I'm not going anywhere. Sleep. But you're still fighting it. What about you? A little, but I don't mind. I like this. Yeah. That makes you smile. They laugh softly, and you feel it rumble through their chest. Your eyes are closing now. You can't help it. The combination of their warmth, their steady heartbeat, the late hour, it's pulling you under. I'm really happy, you mumble, already half asleep. Me too, they whisper. Sleep now, they murmur. And those words, those 3 simple words. I've got you. They settle into your chest like an anchor, like a promise. You're safe. You're held. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And with that thought, you finally let go. You let yourself drift, consciousness fading, the world narrowing to just warmth and safety and the steady beat of their heart. And just before you slip completely under, you feel it. Their lips against your forehead, soft, lingering. And you want to respond, want to say, I already fell, months ago. But sleep is pulling you down now, insistent, irresistible. So you just smile and let their words wrap around you like another blanket. And you sleep. You dream in fragments, soft images, warm feelings. Their smile, their laugh, the way they looked at you in the coffee shop that day, the way they're holding you now, every small moment that led here, every glance, every almost, every wish, all of it weaving together into something beautiful, something real. And in your dream, you're still in the car, still in their arms, but you're also somewhere else, somewhere bright and sun-soaked, walking hand in hand, laughing, free. And they turn to you and say, "See, I told you I wasn't going anywhere." And you believe them. Sometime later, minutes, you stir slightly, not fully awake, just surfacing for a moment. And you realize they've shifted, adjusted so you're even more comfortable. So their arm isn't falling asleep even though they probably are, still taking care of you, even when you're unconscious. You make a small, contented sound and burrow closer, and you hear their soft intake of breath. Feel their arm tighten just slightly around you. "Sleep," they whisper, even though you already are. And you believe them. You trust them. In a way, you haven't trusted anyone in so long. So you let yourself sink back down into sleep, safe, held, home. The road stretches on beneath you, miles disappearing, the destination getting closer. But neither of you are thinking about that. Neither of you are worried about what happens when the trip ends. Right now, there's just this car, this darkness, this person holding you like you're the most important thing in the world. And maybe you are. Maybe that's what all of this has been building toward. This moment, this connection, this feeling of finally being seen. The universe narrows. Everything outside the car, the world, your worries, your fears, fades away. There's just heartbeats, just breathing, just the weight of their arm around you and the soft fabric of their shirt under your cheek. Just this, just us, just now. 6 hours in, maybe more. Time has lost all meaning. You wake briefly, blink into the darkness. Everyone's still asleep. The driver's changed again. You recognize the different music, the slightly different handling of the car. But next to you, they're still there, still holding you. Their head is tilted back against the seat, eyes closed. They might be asleep too, but their arm hasn't moved from around you. Even in sleep, they're protecting you, keeping you close. Your heart swells. How did you get so lucky? How did you end up here, with this person, in this perfect moment? You shift slightly, and they stir. "Sorry," you whisper. "It's okay," they mumble, voice thick with sleep. They adjust their grip on you, pulling you impossibly closer. And just like that, they're drifting off again. But their arm stays tight around you. Like even unconscious, they can't bear to let you go. You close your eyes again, smile into their shoulder, and think, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. Not just the romance, not just the confession, but this feeling, this safety, this certainty, this sense of, oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. More time passes, the car hums on, and you drift in that space between sleeping and waking. Not quite either, just existing in the warmth and comfort and absolute rightness of being held by them. You feel their breathing even out, deep, steady. You match your breath to theirs. In, out, in, out. Two people breathing as one, two hearts beating in sync. And you think, I could stay here forever, in this car, on this road, in these arms. Nothing else matters. Just this. Just us. Just the steady, inevitable pull of two people finally finding their way to each other. The universe conspired to put you in this seat, next to this person, on this night. And you're so grateful, so impossibly, overwhelmingly grateful. For the trip, for the seating arrangement, for the cold that made them pull out the blanket, for the darkness that gave you both courage, for every small moment that led to this. You burrow closer, breathe them in, and let yourself fall back into dreams, safe, held, loved. You don't know what time it is when you wake up for real. Late, early, some liminal hour between midnight and dawn when the world feels suspended. The car is quieter now. Even the music has been turned down to almost nothing, just a whisper of melody underneath the hum of the engine. You're still tucked against them, still wrapped in their arms and the blanket, still warm and safe. But something's different. You can feel it in the air, in the energy between you, like something's building, approaching, ready to break. You shift slightly, lifting your head from their shoulder. They're awake. You can tell by their breathing, by the way their arm tightens just slightly when you move. Hey, you whisper. Hey, they whisper back. In the darkness, you can barely see their face, just the suggestion of features, the glint of eyes. But you can feel them looking at you, really looking. You ask, a little. They pause. Your heart clenches. Their voice is soft, certain. I liked watching you sleep. You look peaceful, like all the stress just... You don't know what to say to that, so you just rest your head back against their shoulder. Let yourself settle into the quiet between you. But there's something you need to say, something that's been building all night. You finally whisper. You take a breath, let it out slowly. They're quiet, listening. Not just alone, you continue. Lonely, like surrounded by people but still feeling like nobody really saw me. I know that feeling, they murmur. And I know this sounds dramatic, but tonight, you, it's the first time in months I've felt like I'm actually here, actually present. Their arm tightens around you. No. You lift your head again. Try to see their face in the darkness. They shift, turning toward you more fully. I've been going through the motions too. Work, social stuff, all of it. Just existing. You ask quietly. Your breath catches. I need to tell you something, they say, and there's a tremor in their voice now. Nerves, vulnerability. You find their hand under the blanket, squeeze it. Just say it. They take a shaky breath. I'm falling for you, they say. Actually, no, that's not accurate. I've already fallen. I fell months ago and I've been trying to pretend I haven't because it's terrifying. And what if you didn't feel the same way? And what if I ruined our friendship and... Stop. You interrupt gently. They stop. You can feel them holding their breath. I fell too, you whisper. Months ago. The coffee shop. Maybe even before that. I don't know. The silence that follows is enormous, full of everything you're both feeling. And then they move, slow, careful, giving you every chance to pull back. Their free hand comes up to your face, cups your cheek, thumb brushing softly against your skin. Can I? They start. Yes, you breathe before they can finish. And then they're kissing you, soft, gentle, reverent, like they've been thinking about this for as long as you have. Like they want to memorize every second. Your hand finds their chest, their shirt. You hold on like they're the only solid thing in a spinning world. And they kiss you like you're precious, like you're everything they've been waiting for. It's not rushed, not desperate. It's slow and sweet, and so full of feeling that your eyes start to burn. When they finally pull back, just slightly, just enough to breathe, their forehead rests against yours. I've wanted to do that for so long, they whisper. You smile in the darkness, and they do. This time it's a little less careful, a little more sure, because now you know. Now there's no doubt. This is mutual. This is real. This is everything you've both been hoping for. When you finally break apart, you're both breathing hard. Wow, they breathe. Yeah, you agree. They laugh quietly, pull you back against them, and you go willingly, burrowing into their side like you were made to fit there. So, they say after a moment, this, us, we're. Your heart swells so big you think it might burst. Then, yeah, you whisper. They let out a breath that sounds like relief and joy and disbelief all mixed together. Okay, they say. Okay, good. I don't know. I've never done this before. The confession thing, the asking thing. You laugh against their chest. Okay, maybe a little bit of a disaster. Your disaster, they repeat, like they're testing how it sounds. Good. Oh no, they tease. And they pull you impossibly closer, and you let them. Because this is what you've been dreaming of. This easy back and forth. This comfort, this certainty. Tell me something else, you say, after a while. They think about it. Okay, sometimes I talk to myself when I'm alone, like full conversations. I'll debate decisions out loud or rehearse conversations I need to have. It's weird, I know, but it's not weird. All the time. They laugh. Your turn. They pause. What's your biggest fear? You don't even have to think about it. Being unseen, going through life and never really mattering to anyone. Just. They're quiet for a long moment. Then, you matter to me, they say fiercely. You're not on the periphery of my story. Tears prick your eyes. Sorry. I know. They hold you tighter. For what it's worth, you've never been invisible to me. From the first time we met, I noticed you. You burrow into them. Let their words sink in. Let yourself believe them. I was so scared, you admit quietly, of telling you, of this. I kept thinking, what if I'm reading everything wrong? What if they're just being nice? I was terrified too, they confess. Every time we hung out, I'd go home and replay every conversation, trying to figure out if you felt the same way. Looking for signs. They pause. Yeah. So much better. Because you're real. You're here. You're in my arms. You lift your head. Try to see their face in the darkness. Kiss me again, you whisper. And they do. Longer this time. Deeper. Like they're trying to make up for all the months of wanting and waiting. Your hand slides up into their hair. Their arms wrap fully around you, pulling you as close as the seatbelt will allow. And you think, this is what all those love songs are about. This feeling of rightness, of coming home. When you finally break apart, you're both flushed and breathless. They gesture vaguely at the car full of sleeping people. You know. You laugh quietly. But neither of you moves. You just stay there, foreheads pressed together, breathing the same air. I don't want this night to end, you admit. What happens when we get there? I mean, do we tell people? Do we keep this quiet? They think about it. You pause. I want this to be real, not a secret. But also I don't want everyone making a huge deal out of it right away. I want to just be with you. Okay, they say simply. Yeah, we'll tell people when we're ready. Ours. What a perfect word. I like that, you whisper. The conversation drifts after that. Into softer topics. Easier things. Plans for the weekend. What you want to do at the cabin. Whether you'll actually go hiking or just pretend you're going to. And then nap instead. Favorite movies. Books you've read recently. That show everyone's been telling you to watch. Normal things. Friend things. Except now there's an undercurrent to everything. A charge. An awareness. Because you're not just friends anymore. You're something more. Something that doesn't have a name yet, but feels huge and important, and terrifying and wonderful all at once. At some point, your phone buzzes. You pull it out, squinting at the brightness. A text from Emma. From hours ago before she fell asleep. You two are so obvious it's painful. You show it to them. They read it and laugh quietly. She knew, they say. They shake their head, amused. But you're both smiling, because it doesn't matter now. Everyone can know. Everyone probably already knows. And you don't care, because you have this. You have them, and that's all that matters. 7 hours in, the sky starts to change. Just barely. The faintest suggestion of light on the horizon. Not sunrise yet, but the promise of it. The world shifting from night toward day. Look, they whisper, pointing toward the windshield. You look, see the first hints of dawn. We made it through the night, you say softly. There's something symbolic about it, something that feels significant. You started this journey in darkness, in uncertainty, in the space between what was and what could be. And now the light is coming, and everything has changed. I'm glad I was with you, they say quietly. For this, they press another kiss to your forehead. Let their lips linger there, and you close your eyes, breathe them in, and think. This is the beginning, not the end. This night, this drive, this moment. It's not the destination. It's the start of something new, something beautiful, something that's been waiting to begin for months. And now it has. We're close, the driver announces quietly. 30 minutes, half an hour until you reach the cabin, until this bubble pops, until the real world comes back. You feel them tense slightly beside you. Hey, you whisper. It's not ending. We're just... They let out a shaky breath. Right, yeah. We have the whole weekend, you remind them. And after that... Time, they repeat. They relax slightly, pull you closer. Okay, they say. Okay. Besides, you add with a small smile, you're not getting rid of me now, you confessed. They laugh. Oh no. But they're smiling. You can hear it in their voice. And you know it's going to be okay. All of it. This isn't just a road trip moment. A fleeting thing that disappears with the sunrise. This is real. This is solid. This is the start of something that's going to last. The last 30 minutes feel both endless and impossibly short. You stay wrapped in each other. Quiet now. Just existing together. Watching the sky lighten. Watching the world wake up around you. Your friends start to stir. Yawning. Stretching. Confused about where they are for a moment before remembering. Someone mumbles from the back. Almost, the driver confirms. Emma blinks awake in the front seat, turns around, sees you and them still curled together under the blanket. She grins, gives you a thumbs up. You roll your eyes, but smile back. Next to you, they squeeze your hand under the blanket. They whisper. You think about it, then nod. Yeah. Good. They gesture at their face. But you're both grinning now. And you don't care who sees. The car pulls off the highway, onto smaller roads, through trees now. Morning light filtering through the branches. And finally, you see it. The cabin, nestled in the woods. Warm lights on inside, smoke already coming from the chimney. Emma announces. Everyone cheers, tired but happy. The car pulls into the driveway, stops. Doors open. Everyone piles out, stretching, groaning, laughing. You and them are the last to emerge. You stand there for a moment, next to the car, blinking in the early morning light. 8 hours, they say. 8 hours, you agree. They take your hand, right there, in front of everyone, and they don't let go. Emma notices first. She squeals, actually squeals. She shouts, "Jake!" Everyone turns, sees you holding hands, starts whooping and clapping. You feel your face heat up, but you're smiling. And next to you, they're smiling too. You ask quietly, just for them. They look at you, really look at you. In the daylight now, no more darkness to hide in. So worth it, they say. And then, right there in front of everyone, they lean in and kiss you. Soft, quick, but unmistakable. Your friends go wild, and you laugh against their lips and think, yeah, this is it. This is everything. Inside the cabin, chaos reigns. Everyone's claiming rooms, unpacking bags, arguing about who's cooking breakfast. But you and them, you've found a quiet corner, a couch by the window that looks out over the trees. You're still close, still touching, like you can't quite bear to be apart yet. So, they say softly, you think about it, really think about it. Light, you finally say, like something heavy I've been carrying just. Yeah, they agree. Around you, your friends are laughing, making plans, already planning hikes and games and meals. But you're content to just sit here, together. You should sleep, they murmur. I don't need as much, but you. They're right. You are exhausted. The adrenaline of the night is wearing off, and the lack of sleep is catching up with you. Maybe just a quick nap, you admit. They shift, making space. Here? Why not? Everyone's busy. You hesitate, but only for a second. Then you kick off your shoes and curl up on the couch, your head in their lap. They drape the blanket from the car over you, the same one you shared all night. They ask. Their hand comes down, fingers running gently through your hair. And oh, that's nice. They ask. So okay, you murmur, already feeling yourself drift. Sleep then, they say softly. Because I mean it. You believe them. You close your eyes. Let their touch soothe you. Around you, the cabin is full of noise and life. But it's distant now, muffled. All that matters is this moment, this person, their fingers in your hair, their solid presence above you. Thank you, you whisper, for the blanket, for holding me. You were brave too, they remind you. Yeah, their fingers keep moving, gentle, rhythmic, lulling you deeper. I'm really happy, you mumble, half asleep now. Me too, they whisper. Sleep now. I will. You hear their sharp intake of breath, feel their hand pause for just a second before continuing. You're in mine too, they admit. But you're already drifting, already slipping under, into dreams, into warmth, into safety. You dream of roads, long winding roads that stretch into forever. But you're not alone. They're there, beside you, always beside you. And in the dream, you're laughing, free, unburdened, holding their hand, knowing you're exactly where you belong. The road goes on and on, but you're not tired, not worried about the destination, because the journey itself is the point. This, them, together. That's all that matters. Sometime later you stir, not fully awake, just aware enough to know you're still on the couch, still in their lap, still safe. Shh, they whisper, noticing you've moved. Go back to sleep. You mumble. Your leg. My leg is fine. I'm perfect. So you do. You let yourself sink back down, into warmth, into comfort, into the steady presence of them. Their fingers resume their gentle path through your hair. And you think, just before sleep claims you again, I could get used to this. The afternoon passes in a haze. You sleep. Wake briefly. Sleep again. And every time you wake, they're there. Reading a book, talking quietly with someone. Just sitting, but always there. Always keeping watch. Always making sure you're comfortable, safe, rested. At some point, someone brings you both lunch. You eat curled into their side, still drowsy, still content. We're being terrible guests, you murmur. We drove for 8 hours. Later, Emma plops down across from you. So, she says, grinning. You smile sleepily. We know, they say. Clearly, but I'm happy for you. Yeah, you agree, looking up at them. They smile down at you, and you see everything you feel reflected back. Happiness, certainty, peace. Okay, I'll leave you two alone, Emma says. But we're doing a bonfire tonight. You should come. We'll try, they promise. But after Emma leaves, they look down at you. They ask, eventually, but maybe. Not yet, they agree. So you stay, curled together, existing in your own little bubble. And the hours pass like minutes, like breaths, like the steady beat of their heart under your ear. Evening comes, golden light through the windows, the sound of laughter and music outside. We should probably make an appearance, they say reluctantly. Probably, you agree. But neither of you moves. 5 more minutes, they say. 5 more minutes, you echo. Those 5 minutes turn into 20, but eventually you do get up, stretch, rejoin the world. Outside, the bonfire is already going. Everyone's roasting marshmallows, telling stories. You and them find a spot together, close. Always close now. And it's perfect. The fire, the friends, the laughter. But more than any of that, them, their arm around you, their smile when you catch their eye, the way they lean in to whisper something just for you, the way everyone's noticed but no one's making it weird, just accepting, happy for you both. Later, much later, when the fire has died down to embers and people are starting to drift toward bed, you and them take a walk, through the trees, under the stars, hand in hand. Today was perfect, you say. I keep thinking I'm going to wake up. They stop walking, turn to face you. It's real, they say firmly. I'm real. I know, it's just hard to believe that I get to have this. You have me, they promise. They smile. And then they're kissing you again, under the stars, with the whole night spread out around you. And it feels like a promise, like a beginning, like every single thing you've ever wanted coming true all at once. Back at the cabin, you finally admit you need to actually sleep. In a bed. For real this time. I'll walk you up, they say. Your room is on the second floor, small but cozy. A single bed, a window overlooking the woods. They stand in the doorway, hesitant. So, they say, but neither of you moves. I don't want to say goodnight, they admit. They step closer, cup your face in their hands. Tomorrow, they say. We have tomorrow, and the day after. One more kiss, soft, sweet, full of everything you're both feeling. And then they step back. Good night, they whisper. You watch them walk down the hall to their room. They look back once, smile, and then they're gone. You close your door, lean against it, and you can't stop smiling. In bed, under the covers, you replay the entire night. Every moment, every word, every touch. The way they held you, the way they kissed you, the way they looked at you like you hung the moon. It feels impossible, but it's real. You pull out your phone, find a text from them, sent just now. Still can't believe this is real. Sleep well. Dream of me. You smile so hard your face hurts. Type back. Always. Good night. Their response comes immediately. Can't wait. A heart. They sent you a heart. You save the message, screenshot it, add it to your favorites, and then you set your phone down, close your eyes, and you think, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. Not just the romance, not just the happy ending, But this feeling, this peace, this certainty, this bone-deep knowledge that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, with exactly who you're supposed to be with, you drift off slowly, easily. No overthinking tonight, no anxiety, just warmth, just happiness, just the memory of their arms around you. And as sleep claims you fully, your last conscious thought is, tomorrow, we have tomorrow. And suddenly, the future doesn't feel scary anymore. It feels full of possibility, full of hope, full of them. Outside, the stars wheel overhead. The cabin settles into quiet. Everyone's sleeping. Everyone's safe. And somewhere down the hall, they're lying awake too, thinking about you, smiling into the darkness, marveling at how one road trip changed everything, how 8 hours in a car became the best night of their life, how they almost didn't say anything, almost let fear win. But they didn't. They were brave. You both were. And now you have this. You have each other, and every possibility that comes with it. The road trip is over, but your journey together, it's just beginning. Sleep now. Let the story wrap around you like the blanket they brought. Let their words echo in your dreams. I've got you. Let yourself believe it. Trust it. Know it. You're not alone anymore. You're seen, you're chosen, you're cherished. And tomorrow you'll wake up, and it will still be real. They'll still be there, still smiling at you, still holding your hand, still being the person who brought a blanket, just in case you got cold. The person who orbits you the way you orbit them. The person who finally said what you were both too scared to say. And now you get to live it. Not just dream it, live it. So sleep now, love. Rest easy. Dream sweet dreams. 'Cause when you wake up, your new beginning awaits. And so the story ends, not with sadness, but with peace. With the quiet joy of two people who found each other in the darkness and chose each other in the light. The road stretched out behind them. 8 hours, 300 miles. A lifetime of almost turned into finally. And ahead lay everything. So sleep, rest. Let yourself be held by this story the way they held you. You're safe here. You're home.